Welcome to another email moment there. Let's get right to the email. 5 points to I forgot that reference. What's going on, guys? It's MrAeroHD, and this is another episode of Ask Aero. Thank you very much for the response this week. We got hell of a lot of responses, actually. So let me burp. Okay, cool. Get the grossness out of the way and break into our questions. Congratulations on being recognized by Marty and Moog. Were you aware that Marty went to Canada for a few days for Mighty Car Mods meet? Yes, I am. I was not aware of it at the time. I'm not in the area, but if it were to happen again, I might make the drive to go see them. It depends on where they would go, or Marty would go, or wherever one would go. Hey, what's up? I have a couple questions. What is your opinion on the best import company and the best domestic company? God, man, I can't say I hate when you guys send me questions, because, you know, that's kind of what keeps the series going. But these are so open-ended, right? But if I had to pick my favorite import company, so I'm guessing that's just Japanese, that would be Nissan. And if I had to pick my favorite domestic company, I want to say Ford, but I don't at the same time because I'm not a huge Mustang guy. Probably Mopars. Probably the Mopars. Yep, Mopars. The Falcon's an exception. And 3 is just a build a drift to kill a thing, so I'm not gonna answer that. Turbo supercharger. Depends on what I really feel. A supercharger is more effective, but sometimes having a turbo is cool. What's your favorite color for a car? Depends on the car, really. Sometimes, you know, fucking bright green looks cool, and sometimes it looks stupid, and you just gotta have white or black. It really depends on the car. I don't want to make it sound like I'm trying to rush through these, because I'm not, but, you know, some of these are really, like, I don't need to spend 3 hours answering them. Can you make a Gran Turismo video? I do have Gran Turismo. I have all of them. So, as per a drifting video, I don't know, maybe, so you guys can laugh at me, but I don't really see that coming anytime soon, but it could, and I am consciously thinking about it, but I have other ideas that I think you guys might want to see a little bit more than me crashing into a bunch of walls. Hi, as a car enthusiast, I was pretty excited to see when Forza 4 came up, but to my disappointment, it seems like a lot of my favorite tracks are missing, especially technical track like Bathurst and as a Belgian citizen. Okay, that explains his spelling. It's not a problem, dude, not a problem. English is not your first language. I do not expect you to be a spelling whiz. Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps, first track where Michael Schumacher competed in F1, by the way. I did not know that. As well as some other tracks. Therefore, my question is, should Turn 10 make a couple track DLCs instead of a car DLC, or should they just take note of fan-base choice tracks for Forza 4? If one of these things might happen, what would you point be? Salutations distinguées. I'm not sure if that French is what they speak in Belgium, because I know Belgian's not a language. At least I think it's not a language. Correct me if I'm wrong. I like to say that I'm pretty well... I know a lot about, you know, the world, but unfortunately I know as much as I'm taught, and I'm not really taught that much of Europe. Okay, so they did do that in Forza 3. That's how we got the Nürburgring track. But I'm kind of disappointed they haven't done anything like that in Forza 4 yet, and if they haven't done it yet, I don't expect it to happen. I believe they did something like that in Forza 2. I believe there was some sort of track DLC. Don't hold me to that. I'm not sure. But, yeah, I think it'd be really cool if they did track DLC, but at the same time, it doesn't add in a single player. I think they made like a track expansion pack where, like, there's hoppers you can go into online that have them, just like the Porsche pack, and so on and so forth. But what would be even better is if they just had these tracks included. So I think that's what they're trying to do. Because cars are kind of easy. You know, it's not a big deal if a car is not used in the career mode. But if there's a whole track missing, that's kind of gets pushed off to the side. Especially if you can't include it in hoppers. So I think that's why they're doing it. But it's still, I'd like to see a DLC track. So that'd be cool. If I had to choose a DLC track, Spa is good. There's quite a bit. I'd like to see Sugo. Sugo would be pretty cool. Ebizu would be rad. Ebizu. Pretty much between Ebizu and Sugo. Thank you for the question. Good, sir. Oh, jeez, this one's a big one. Hey, Aero, you're one of my biggest inspirations for building drift cars and drifting in Forza. I'm sure I'm not the only one who feels this way, but thanks. It's really good to be told that, buddy. Thank you very much. I mean that sincerely. Would you ever consider doing a how-to tune video? I've been running into some problems personally between setups, and I'm sure I'm not the only one who would benefit from that kind of video coming from you specifically. Personally, I have been holding off on doing one of those because there are so many out there already. It's not that I'm like, oh man, no one's gonna see it, no one's gonna view it, nah, or whatever. It's just that there's so much information out there already. I don't want to be like, oh man, you're copying this guy, or you're copying this guy. If I was gonna do a how to tune video, it would turn into a how to drift series, which I already know a lot of people want to see, and it would basically be starting you from the ground up, from like how to slide your car properly, and like how to counter steer, to how to join tournaments, and how to get into tandeming. But again, there's also the point of there's no such thing as how to tune. It's all about taking a car and making it feel like how you want it to feel. So for people who are looking for how to tune, either look on YouTube somewhere else. It's not. I'm gonna do it eventually, probably more towards the summer when I have a lot more time. But there's a bunch of resources out there for you to help you. And if not, just play around with the settings yourself. I mean, I had help when I learned, but I didn't, go up looking how to tune and this and that, whatever. But if I know it's something you guys want to see. I understand that, and I will do my best to make a video about how to tune, but make sure it's open-ended and it doesn't tell you, this is what you have to do and this is what you can't do. It's besides positive camera, because 2. How does a virtual community, Formula Drift community operate? What important info would the average tuner want to take away from virtual Formula Drift? Basically, if you go to the Drift Lounge, I can get a link for anybody who wants it. I'll place it in the description of this video. I'm just bookmarking it as we're speaking. Basically, virtual Formula Drift is like real Formula Drift, but it's ran through Forza. They still have they have their own tuning regulations. No positive camber, rear-wheel drive only, no race tires, no drag tires. And then they have a weight and tire class rule, which basically says if you're 2,100 pounds and under, you can only run 225mm tires, and then it goes up to 2,300 pounds. And then they have it's really complicated. You have to read it yourself, pretty much. So I can include that link for you if you wish. How can one enter the virtual Formula Drift scene? I'm still a bit of an intermediate drifter at best, but I would still be interested in joining along. Yada, yada, yada. Right now, actually, virtual Formula Drift is doing a Pro-Am, which is basically people, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but people such as me and the other 16 people I think it's everyone who either won an event, came top 3, or people who finished in a certain amount of points, are pros. So I'm not participating in this. There's Pro-Am, which is There's Pro-Am, which is it's basically for people who hadn't competed last year or didn't do too well last year to come and make a name for themselves, get their pro licenses. It's pretty intricate when you think about it. So I will include the link to the main thread, the official VFD thread, in the description. If you guys would like to go and ask questions or whatever, you will need to make a Forza Motorsport 4 account, which basically just runs off your Microsoft account. So you sign in via Microsoft on Forza. Make sure you don't fuck around. If you come there, you're coming there with my my good graces, and me saying, I invited these guys here, I brought them in here. Don't make me look stupid. So be on your best behavior if you go there and start to ask questions. And keep in mind that people do not want to put up with drama and bullshit. They've, been running this tournament for 2 or 3 years. They want you to be on your best, be nice and be respectful. So if you're going to go in, go with your Keep Drifting Fun pants on. Please and thank you. So I'll make sure to put that link in the description. I have it bookmarked on my browser. So, and then he writes, I know we don't have time to answer these questions, but if you have taken time to read this, it means a lot. As I've said, you made a strong impact on my Forza play and piqued my interest in the Forza drifting community. Well, I'm glad to bring somebody else in here. Forza community, in my opinion, at least the drifting community, always has open arms for those who are competent and those who are willing to come in and have some fun with us. I know a lot of people don't share my view, but that's how I feel. I hope this finds you well, and even though I think JDM stands for Japanese dung machine, I wish you good luck with your Accord. Thank you. Thank you, buddy. This is one of the most, probably the only long message I've ever had fun answering, because a lot of people ask me those questions. So if you want to get into VFD, the link to the main thread's in the description. There's a way to sign up, and your restrictions for cars. I think the only banned car is the Shelby Cobra 427, and then other than that, you can do whatever the fuck you want, just as long as it falls within the tire rule. Do you know how to drive stick? Have you ever thought about getting a Fanatec wheel for Forza or any other sims? I do know how to drive stick. I haven't driven stick a lot, but I know how to do it. It's not too complicated. I've driven stick with a buddy of mine in his car for a while. I haven't like done like a couple hours, so I'm gonna say yes and no, because I know how to drive stick, but I'm not feel fully competent with manual transmission. Though I do plan on knowing a manual in the future. Whether that be a month from now or 10 years from now, I will get a manual. You ever thought about getting a Fanatec? Actually, I don't know, because I have a wheel for Xbox already. I got the Xbox wireless wheel. So if I were to buy a wheel, I'd buy a G27, just basically because I think Logitechs are better put together than Fanatec's, unless Fanatec's willing to sponsor me. But I hear a lot of horror stories from Fanatec, and I don't really hear that much from Logitech, or Fanatic, or however you pronounce it. But it doesn't matter. I'm not saying don't buy it, but whatever. This must be on the show. If not, son, I am disappointed. And read it in a dopey tone. Aero, why do you make my pee-pee hard for Matt? Okay, moving on. I have the top secret Supra, and it has 950 horsepower standard, and it's an S700. I can't drift it stock, but if I put brakes or transmission in it, I can drift it, but it's an R3. Any suggestions to help lower the PI? Plus, can you suggest a few drift cars that you enjoy using? 370Z GTR, or the newer GTR. God, any of the Subarus are fun. I'm really using my Porsche right now a lot, or the Ford Falcon. You can't go wrong with the Falcon. But in terms of your Supra, if it has 950 horsepower and you find that you can't drift it, I think that there's a bigger issue there. Because all you're doing is putting brakes or transmission on it. So I don't understand why you would need to do that in order to make it driftable, unless like the gear ratios are messed up. But still, you can work around that with clutch kicking and stuff. Though, if you are not heeding my advice and insist on doing this, I guess you can put on some heavy wheels, put them as big as you can, though that looks stupid. I don't know, man. I really don't think that car needs to be an R3, but I don't have it, so I couldn't tell you for sure. But a 950 horsepower is plenty, so I don't understand what it is. How's it going? I don't know. How is it going? I'm trying to tune my cars for drifting, but not having much luck. Are there any key settings that are more important than others? So I already touched on that. I don't know what to tell you. Basically, it depends on what your problem is. Just make sure you don't put too much horsepower and no race tires, and you should be good. Just a pet peeve of mine. Do you hate when people in front of the starting grid just wait till everyone gets past? It finds when they get mad because they are rear-ended because they just sit there. Yeah, I mean, I do play a lot of private lobbies where nobody does that, and I do play a lot of hoppers to do my recording, and it really pisses me off when people just sit there intentionally, and like they're at their controllers, not AFK or whatever. But like, if you're planning to let everyone go first, pull out of the way at least, and make a conscious effort. Or like just drive forward and then like pull off to the side of the road so you don't, make everyone smash into you and be a pure dickhead. So yeah, I do like that. If you were to have all the money in the world, but I can only spend it on a Japanese car, how would you customize it? Congratulations on your YouTube milestone. And then he has his name. I almost said it. Thing is, I think I've already touched this on another Ask Aero, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Christ. ER34. Yup. Oh, I don't know. I want to. Damn it! You got me thinking. But I think ER34, and then just turn it into like a Nomuken looking drift car, or maybe the Benz Sopra 380 SX, because that's pretty sick. If you guys don't know that, look that up. But it would take me 20 minutes alone to answer that question, so I hope that was a suitable answer for you. And this is the last one here. Will you ever go back and revisit Forza 2 in videos, or will you just stick to Forza 4? I don't know. I may make one or two. I may make like a revisit, play 1 and then 2 and then 3, just for shits. But I'm not gonna go back and make Build to Kill It videos in Forza 2. A lot of people ask me for tunes and videos in Forza 3 too. Forza 4 has been out for a year and a quarter now, and if you don't have it, that's not my problem, that's yours. So, people get, like, really pissed off at me. They're like, why don't you make Forza 3 videos anymore? Forza 3 is better than Forza 4. No, it's not. It really isn't. But thanks for watching, guys. Thank you for the questions. If you want to submit a question of your own, please send it through the YouTube inbox, and I will get to them next Sunday, and then record on Sunday, and then publish it on Monday. Thank you, guys. See you in the next one. Peace.